Zig Ziglar said it best. He said, if you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want. My name is Jose Velez, and I'm the owner of Field of Music Dance Studio, here located on 101 South Rainbow.
There you
Suite 18.
How did you get into the whole dancing? Tell us your passion about dancing.
Well, according to my mom, I've been dancing since I came out of her womb. But I was born in Puerto Rico, and in Puerto Rico, I say it's the 3 F words. It's food, family, and fun. What we do a lot for fun is music. You know, music has been in my life forever. My father used to play for Tito Puente. He was a keyboardist for him, and I just got, I love salsa from when I was a kid, and we would dance in the kitchen with my mommy. I'm going to teach you how to do these salsa, right? And then family parties come, and they're like, come on, papi, come dance for everybody. Show them how you should do. And then we moved to the United States, Brooklyn, New York. And there they had me start dancing with a gentleman by the name of Eddie Torres, who today is still known as the Mambo King. I was with him for 10 years, and he taught me everything, salsa, merengue, bachata. After that, I decided to, well, I didn't decide, it was 2 ballroom schools, Arthur Murray and Fred Astaire. They contacted me and they wanted me to start working for them. And I was 16. I was like,
wow.
I was like, okay. And I started working for them. And then after 3 years of working for them, I'm like, you know what? I'm 19 years old and I'm making good money for everybody else. Maybe it's time for me to make some good money. And I opened up my first dance studio at age 19, and by 25, I had 3 dance studios in New York.
What?
Yeah,
3? So how did you do that? I mean, how were you juggling 3 studios?
Yeah, I was juggling that, juggling a newborn son, and taking care, still going to school. But I just had a passion, and I started off at a small little location in Brooklyn, and then from there we wound up opening up 3 dance schools in Queens. We had one in Ozone Park, in Howard Beach, and Woodhaven, Queens. So we had 3 schools, about 500 students in each school.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And then I started getting burned out, after doing it for 20-something years. I said, you know what, I think it's time for me to close shop.
Yeah.
And I did. I closed shop. It's probably close to 9 or 10 years ago that I closed, and moved here to Vegas. It'll be almost 6 years I've been here in Vegas, and I moved here to retire.
Yeah.
And then I said, you know what, I still have the passion of teaching, and then I opened up a dance studio about 4 years ago here.
When did you realize, because you were retired, how did it come up? I know you said you have the passion, but like, you were like, I knew sometimes.
I was a fiend. I was like, wait a second. I came here, and 3 reasons why I moved to Vegas. First reason was I was tired of winters in New York, so I wanted to go someplace where it was hot and dry. Second reason was cost of living, much better here.
Oh, yeah.
And then the third reason, which was superly important, was if I was going to leave New York, I had to go to a place that was still open 24/7. And
Vegas.
It's only Vegas in New York, that's
Right.
it. And so I moved here, and I said, it's going to be like a little New York. It's diverse. And it was so far from the truth. Yeah, it is diverse, but it's nothing like New York. New York, we have places to go dancing, dozens of places every day to go, every night. And when I got here, I'm like, where is my salsa, merengue, and bachata? So it frustrated me, and I said, you know what? I have 2 choices, either move or do something about it. and I decided to open up the dance studio. I said, I'm gonna show these guys what salsa, merengue, bachata really is, and it's been a blessing. It really has. Our motto, which you obviously you can't see up here, but our motto is changing lives one dance at a time. So I don't really consider myself as just a dance instructor. I really believe that we all have a gift from God, and my gift has always been teaching, whether it was teaching real estate, because I used to do real estate also in New York.
What?
I was a real estate broker for 10 years in New York. Yeah, and so I love teaching agents. I used to tell them, you don't sell houses, you sell yourself. Houses sell houses,
That's true.
I really believe that I help people to change lives through dance.
Yeah.
But when they're taking my lessons, they always say, Jose, it's like, I feel like it's counseling, I feel like it's marriage therapy or whatever. And I like to hear that because it makes me feel like I'm making a difference. And that's what it's about, yeah.
And you do, because I don't know if you guys know, or maybe if you go back to my videos, I have a dance with you as
She's excellent. She's...
But yeah, like when I was coming, it was really that, like it was a way for me to just express myself, but at the same time I was comfortable because I've never danced before. Like I've never taken a lesson or anything. And so when I came here, it was like, yeah, I'm like letting out like my stress out and everything, but at the same time, you made it way better because your energy is so infectious,
I can't wait to have you back.
Yes.
I can't wait to have you back.
I need to come back.
But I love what you said, though, because it's true. I tell people there's 4 reasons why people take dance lessons. And people normally think the first one is because they want to learn how to dance, and that's so not true. The main reason why people take dance lessons is to get away from the life's realities, life struggles. I just got divorced. Someone in my family just died. And I just want to get away for an hour. And that's what they do. They'll come here for that. Second most popular reason why people take dance lessons is, I want to become more sociable.
Yeah.
I'm a little wallflower. I'm really shy. And I feel through dance I can start to open up, get out of my comfort zone. Third reason is one of my favorites. I want to get in shape and I don't want to go to a gym.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So they come here to exercise and either lose weight or maintain their weight, but do it in a fun way.
Yeah.
And then the fourth reason is because, I want to learn how to dance. But the cool thing is those first 3 reasons had nothing to do with dance, but then they start coming to the classes and then they start falling in love with dance. Oh my God, this is actually fun.
Oh yeah.
And it becomes addicting. It is extremely addicting. That's why I give a free class. Because what's the catch of the free class? I know you're gonna love it. That's it.
You're gonna keep coming back. And you do. Do you think everybody can dance?
Anyone and everyone. I have people, I have 2 left feet, so what? Oh, but I'm not, Hispanic, so what? I have no rhythm, so what? Do you have the desire to learn? If you have the desire to learn, God has blessed me with the skill to give to you. But I can only give it to you if you want to learn. Right. So my question is, do you want to learn? Yes? Well, then come to class. You'll learn.
Commitment, right?
That's it.
Too.
Yeah. Oh, I say it's discipline and desire. Mm-hmm. If you have the desire, cool. But you also have to have the discipline to come consistently. Because if you don't, like anything else in life, if you don't do it consistently, it's going to take you forever.
Yeah, I agree. So going back to when you first started, what was the struggle that you had to go through once you opened up here in Vegas?
Oh, yeah. We were talking about that earlier too, right? Yeah, again, I've had the opportunity of opening up in several locations, several different states. I've helped people open up in different places. And for the most part, you know, you go to a place and if it's a new restaurant or a new dance studio, people will say, oh, well, hey, it's a new spot. Let's go check it out. Here in Vegas, they're a little different, right? It's a little different. You know, here in Vegas, I think more of it's like, oh, it's a new place. Let's see how long they last.
Yeah.
And that was a shock to me because I've never seen that before. You know, I seen businesses opening up and 2 or 3 months later they were closing down. And I was wondering, like, what's going on? Like, why is that happening? Until I opened up my dance studio and I opened it up, and pretty much almost for my first year, I probably had just a handful of students. And I'm like, is it my teaching? Like, I think I do a great job teaching. You know, like, why are they not coming here? And then I realized, you know, you have to wait for people to say, oh, well, they've been here long enough. Okay, now I'll go try them out.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. After my first year, I started having traction. I had people coming through the door saying, oh, I heard about your place. And I'm like, finally, you heard about me, you know? But after that first year, it just became a momentum. And I'm like, oh, this is now we're cooking with manteca, right? And
I like that.
But then COVID hit.
Yeah,
And you know, right when I was getting this clientele coming in, boom, we had to close doors, and it was tough. I mean, we all know it was tough for everyone, but small businesses really suffered. I started doing Zoom, little Zoom lessons, you know, and trying to just keep people at least active and engaged with me. But it's not the same, you know, it's not the same. And then probably about a little over a year now, we reopened our doors, and it's been a blessing.
If you go look him up, he's always posting like live videos, and you can see all the traction that's in here and how amazing it is. You also do, yesterday you had a...
Yes, Latin night.
There you go.
We have socials, yeah, and it's... I didn't want to do it before because I really encourage my students to go out to dance.
Yeah.
A lot of dance schools try to keep them in their school the whole time. And I'm like, I don't want you just to know how to dance with students. I want you to know how to dance with anyone and everyone.
Yeah.
So we go out to a lot of different venues. We support a lot of restaurants here that have Latin nights. I tell my students, when we go to these places, buy something, you know. Oh, I don't drink. Then just get a soda, you know, get a little appetizer, get something, because these businesses that are having, you know, DJs play for them, or a lot of places that are having live bands, they have to pay, you know. And I said, you know, a lot of the reasons why big organizations, you know, like the Strip, they don't play salsa, merengue, bachata because the dance community does not support them with money. So they'll go to these places and they'll dance and have a good time, and then the venue goes, hey, but none of them spent anything here.
That's true.
So they don't play our music because they don't like that. You don't support us.
Wow.
So that's why I try to encourage my students that wherever we go, that we support that venue and let them know we appreciate you playing our music. A lot of places are still up and coming. You know, they'll open up for Latin nights, you know, for 2 weeks, and then they close again because they're not getting the support. I just wanted to have a place where my students have where it's consistent.
Yeah.
So that's why I have it here on Wednesday nights. You know, a night that I feel it's a slow night for other places. I don't want to compete with these other small businesses. So Wednesday night I thought was good enough for them to come here, practice what they need to practice, and you know, and get their dance on. And then if they want to go somewhere on the weekends, we go out as a group to the, you know, to these other places on the weekends.
You always used to say, or maybe you still do probably, that if a different dance studio or school, you could always tell what student is which, because of that same reason. Maybe they're greedy, you know, and they want to keep them all for themselves.
You have some schools now that are actually having their students sign contracts saying you're exclusively with us, you know, and I'm like, that's ridiculous, you know. I tell my students all the time, if you go to another place and you like their teaching, hey, more power to you, because Jose after 40-something years of teaching, I still don't know everything. Yeah. You know, and if you find another place that's teaching something pretty cool, learn it and hopefully bring it back here, right? But you know, but again, I don't discourage my students from going to other places, because that's what's going to make you a better dancer.
Yeah.
Staying in one spot, you're going to limit yourself.
And I want to bring something up too, because when I was in your class, I would always, like, every week it seemed like somebody was coming back, and you would be like, hey, welcome back. Yeah. Like, and then you would bring up, like, how was, you know, over there and all of that. So to me, it seems like, okay, they went and explored, but they always came back.
Yeah, they'll say, Jose, we missed you, you know, we miss your teaching. And I said, well, and I miss you. I mean, when you become a student here, you're not a student. You're family to me. I moved here literally by myself. My family thought I was crazy when I moved to Vegas, because I up and left. I said, you know, my mom had passed away. My ex-wife had passed away. I'm like, I'm tired of New York. I'm going to go somewhere else. And I came here, and when I opened up my dance studio, my students became my family. So we go hang out. You know, it's not just dancing. We'll go to the movies together. We'll go out to eat dinner together. We go bowling. And soon enough, we're going to be having little game nights here at the studio where people just come here just to have fun.
What is the goal for Feel the Music Dance Studio?
The goal is to, again, give people the relief that they need, you know, the struggles of real life. I tell people, you leave those struggles out there and you come here to enjoy. And if you want to pick up those struggles when you leave, you can pick them back up, or you can just leave them there, right? But our goal is just to bring the dancing that I'm used to. And again, I'm not talking about technique. I'm just talking about the spirit of dance. You know, the feeling of the music, the feeling of the connection you get with your partner. I really just want that to be evident here in Vegas as well. Because once you leave all the technicalities out and you leave all the performances out, and you just take the rawness of dancing, you know, and the music and putting it together with someone, it opens doors to so much other things, you know. I tell people, when I grab someone's hand, I can feel what kind of day they're having just by grabbing. So when I'm dancing with them,
like all stiff.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, you know, I remember one time I had this one. She's a doctor. She's a student of mine, and she just was having struggles in class, and I told the student who she was dancing with, let me just dance with her real quick. And I danced with her, and I said, you've had a rough week. And she shook her head, yeah. And I looked at her eyes and I said, no, you've had a really rough week. And she looked at me and she just broke down crying. And the rest of the class came, we all hugged her, but if you're not sensitive to that person and you're not connecting with that person on the dance floor, you'll miss those. Yeah. You'll miss those. And that's what dancing is. Dancing is a communication. It's not just doing steps. It's not just doing turn patterns. It's communicating with each other. And I love it. Yeah. I love it. To me, like I said, it's truly been a gift that God's given me, and I just want to share it with as many people as possible. I want to thank you for the opportunity, number one. Number two, I want to say how extremely proud I am of you. You're not only a beautiful person on the outside, but more importantly, you're an amazing person on the inside. And I saw that when you was in class, you know. I tell you all the time, like, I saw you and that smile came out. I'm like, yes, you know, she's enjoying herself. Yeah. Because that's what it's supposed to be about. It's about, my class is about having fun. And you made it easy for me to teach because I saw the passion in you as well. So I'm proud of you. This venture that you're doing right now, I think is, it shows your heart, because small businesses, we need to connect. Yeah. We need to be able to feed off of each other and help one another. And I think that this platform is going to be amazing. And I just pray to God that He gives you everything that you need, not only for success in your personal life, but that you continue to pass this on to these other businesses like myself who say thank you.
I want to thank you
Thank
for
you.
taking the time, and
Thank you.
yes, look him up. I'm going to put all his information here. And yeah, see you guys on the next one.
Hey.